Good morning, everyone. For the first time today, absolutely not. This is not. I didn't balls it up and go live with my mic muted. No, it's fine. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? How is the audio? How is the audio? I may have had my mic on mute. It's fine now. It seems okay. It was kind of touch and go, but it seems okay now. It seems okay. Yes. Anyway, how are we all doing? Welcome in. I was just saying about Happy Friday, even though it's not Friday, it's Thursday, but it's Bank Holiday Friday tomorrow. So for a lot of people, it is Friday. But you couldn't hear any of that because I had my mic muted. GG, Graham. Nice. Nice. Anyway, how are we all doing? Welcome in to the stream. Now you can hear me. That's nice. That's nice. That was entirely on me. I had my... obviously, you couldn't hear me say the words mic muted then because I did it. But that's the benefit, the beauty of the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. It's so easy to mute that it's entirely on you if you balls it up because you can just mute it and forget that you muted it because it's so easy to do. But anyway, welcome in. How are we all doing? Happy Thursday. Thursday. That's what we'll call it now. Cameron was in nice and early. He says hello. Peculiar Quent, how are you doing, dude? Did you get anywhere with your landlord? Make sure you send him those images. Get that shit sorted, because you don't want that stuff on your chest. But Gagad, good morning. How's things? LOL, no sound at all. Yeah, the worst thing is as well is I pretty much optimized everything before I went live. Usually I've got Discord on this screen for where we have Bibby on the screen. Because for those that may be new, I'm assuming most people in here are regulars, but for those that may be new, this is usually a two-man show, what we call the scoop. When we have a one-man version, which is like this, we call it the dollop. Anyway, usually Bibby's sat here on the screen. I have him full-screen Discord here so I can see him get involved in the conversation. I've got rid of Discord this morning. I've restarted Streamlabs after using Photoshop and everything, so it was all just going to run a little bit smoother. I've opened up the sources, so like the intro and the changing across slice, thinking, yeah, this is going to be nice. We're going to go straight in. And then muted my mic and fucked it up. GG's. Nice. Anyway, how are we all doing? Welcome in. Mr. Pez Story Mode himself is in the chat. Mute. As is Bib. Hey, there he is. Wagwan. Almost too easy, eyes. Too easy. So easy. Just, excuse me, even moving the mic, like, you can catch it and then just mute yourself. So, yeah, I think me and Baby have probably done that a few times before. Anyway, he's coming next week, so hopefully gone then. Well, hopefully. Kick him in the dick if he doesn't. You know, yeah, absolutely, definitely. Get that sorted sharpish, especially if you've been living with it for months. But anyway, how are we all doing? Welcome in to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. For those of you that may know, my name is Graham Day. How are you doing? Hi. I'm usually joined by a man in a box just here. Not that he lives in a box. It's just that you know anyway. Anyway, so it's usually myself and Bib, and we deliver you the scoop. It's just me today. So if you're in the chat, please feel free to get involved on behalf of everyone else. And Bib, because usually we ask you to get involved on behalf of everyone else. We'll explain that shortly, but there is no Bib today, so we need you to fill his boots. He is in the chat. He will try to fill his own boots, if that makes sense, but feel free to chip in on his behalf. If you don't know, this is Ice Cream Uploads, and in true ice creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. And we have some pretty tasty stories for you today. Anyway, we're going to give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. We bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories each and every single weekday live at on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads at 10 a.m. Ish. It's 10:55, so we're still within the realms of ish. We'll take that. So we do go live whenever we can around our work. Ice cream is the stuff that we do on the side. We work for a company called Jelly. Jelly and ice cream kind of go together. Anyway, if you are live with us on Twitch right now, please feel free to get involved in the chat with your thoughts and impressions. We do turn this live stream into a podcast, a video that goes out on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. And if you're here every day, you know that stuff by now, but doesn't mean that you can't lurk. You can lurk if you want, but if you've got a bit of time, you've got access to a keyboard, maybe you're watching on your phone, PC, whatever. Feel free to get involved in the chat. I mean, you can get involved if you're watching on TV, but using the remote on the TV, you're probably going to get involved when we're in the next story, but that's still fine. We'll jump back in the comments. It's okay. Before we jump into the news, though, first things first, ! Loot drop. There is only 4 days now left before we draw our next loot drop prize. If you don't know what the loot drop is, ! Loot drop should give you the information. I'll tell you anyway, though. You know, because kind of like that. Exclamation mark Luke drop in the chat. We'll give you the info that we have an exclusive subscriber giveaway. So we do giveaways for our community. Do you know what? We haven't done one of those for a while, actually. Do you know what? We're gonna set up a giveaway for everyone. We'll do that next week, or maybe even the week after, because I'm off next week. But we'll do a giveaway for everyone. But for now, for subs, obviously you guys support the channel financially. So to show our support for you, we do a giveaway every month. And this month's giveaway is a copy of Valheim or another game of your choice of similar value. And we will give that away on Monday next week to one subscriber that is lucky. Speaking of which, OP3, his shirt should have been dispatched, hopefully. It was definitely finished in production yesterday, so hopefully we'll get another ICU esports jersey like this one out in the wild pretty soon. Nice. Mr. Gallic Clark says, morning, G-Man. I'll read. Lake, how's things, dude? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to try pick up the pace with the show today. I know famous last words, whenever we try to pick up the pace, things tend to take a little bit longer because we like a discussion. That's what this show is about. We're all here to talk about the news. I will try to keep things flowing because I have a call at 12, so an hour and 3 minutes. So we'll pick up the pace. I mean, the fact that Bibby's not here, you know, giving it all that like he does, that probably makes it easier for us to get through the news. But we'll see how we get on. Anyway, today's first story, it's a little bit of a doozy, and big shout out to Robo Daniel as well. He's dropped this news in our Discord for us to share. It's nice when the community share news with us, and it's nice when it's stuff we can actually get universally excited about. Well, I say universally. Universally, if it applies to you. I know that's kind of not universally, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Anyway, this is the first news of the day, so let's jump straight in. Tom Warren at The Verge has the story, and it says, a first look at Xbox running Discord and Google Stadia in its new Edge browser. Microsoft's new Edge Chromium browser is coming to Xbox. We actually covered this story a few weeks back, so this isn't anything new. It's just we have significant advancements because we now get eyes on it. Let me just stop for just a second, though, and say there may be a little bit of a clickbait in the title. There isn't, in the fact that Xbox can run Discord. It's not perfect, and it's not in full release, but it is significantly further than we've ever had before, and much, much further than we are on PlayStation, i.e. PlayStation has no Discord functions whatsoever. But I will explain where we are with that by going through this article now. Microsoft has started testing a new version of its Edge browser on Xbox consoles. The software giant provided access to the Chromium version of Edge to Xbox insiders earlier this month, which we covered at the time, offering an early look at the improved browsing capabilities coming to the Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. I've had a chance to try out this early version over the past few days, and I've been able to test Discord, Stadia, and other web services running inside Edge on the Xbox. It's like having the full version of Edge from PC running on your TV. So the Xbox version of Edge looks almost identical to the one that you can find on PC or Mac right now. It even includes features like vertical tabs and collections. Like Edge on PC and mobile, the Xbox version also syncs all your settings, favorites, tabs, and web history. So there you go. That's what using the browser looks like directly within the console. Extension support is the only big feature that's really missing right now. I'm not sure if this is a general restriction with the Xbox version or whether Microsoft might implement it once this Chromium version is ready to release. Either way, if you try to add a Chrome or Edge extension, it will fail. The big reason you might want to use this new version of Edge on the Xbox is for greatly improved web compatibility. This allows services like Discord, Skype, lol, or even Google Stadia, also lol, to run on the Xbox version of Edge. Discord will let you join voice calls and participate in text channel chats, but microphone support isn't there just yet, and that's obviously a big issue. So you can join voice chats, you can participate in text chats, but microphone support isn't there just yet. I know that kind of defeats the point, but we'll continue. This is a really early version, so it's likely that it will be supported eventually. Likewise, if you switch to another game or app, Discord calls in the Edge browser do not continue in the background. This may also change before this Edge update is broadly available too. Google Stadia works really smoothly. I've been able to stream multiple games using this service, and the Xbox controller is automatically detected and supported in games. I've also tried to use NVIDIA's GeForce Now streaming service, but NVIDIA appears to be blocking the Edge user agent string, and there are no developer tools or extensions that will allow me to spoof the Chrome user agent. Elsewhere, I've also tested out Office web apps in this Xbox version of Edge. They work as reliably as you'd expect, and you can even hook up a keyboard to the Xbox and type away. Unfortunately, mouse support isn't available in this Edge browser yet. That appears to be part of a broader restriction on Xbox apps accessing a mouse on Microsoft's console, so it's not clear if this will be fully supported in the future. Do you know what? I'll see this article out just so we can have it in its entirety. Edge on Xbox is currently based on Chromium 91, which is expected to debut on desktop versions of Edge in May. Microsoft hasn't revealed when it plans to release this Xbox version, though. This Edge browser is already a big improvement over the legacy version that exists on Xbox today. Full sync support, web compatibility, and just the general interface is greatly improved. While Xbox typically gets dedicated streaming apps for most services, this Edge update will be useful for many who want to access everything the web has to offer. Retweet. Nice. So this is usually where I would say, Bib, what are your thoughts? So yeah, we have no Bibby today, so I will fill in. All right, Graham. Yeah, nice. Yeah. All right, Graham. Good, because that's what Bibby sounds like. It's not what he sounds like, but yeah. My name I'm Bibby, by the way. I hate golf. I am a massive PUBG fan, and I'm pretty hyped for this. Nice. Oh, cheers, babe. That's good. It's good to know. No, this is good news. Big news. Big news. It's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. Let me get the discussing now slate out there. Like, as mentioned previously, if you are new here, this is a two-man show, and this is usually where I will throw to Bib so I can get the discussing now on the screen. But he's not here, so I have to kind of do it myself. So there you go. Xbox running Discord, Google Stadia. Ta-da! This is good, right? This is good, right? I mean, it's not perfect. It's pretty much not working. It's not usable. Let's put it that way. Let's be blunt and honest before we go running ahead with ourselves. Is it usable for what we want it to be? No. But is it a step in the right direction? Absolutely. It's a huge step. It's almost a painful step because it's a step that takes you right to the front door, but then it's locked. So it's like you've made all the journey. You've gone right. It's like the Lord of the Rings, getting all the way to the edge of the volcano, and then it just being like sealed. Fuck's sake! You can't throw the one ring in it. Fuck's sake! If you're not seeing Lord of the Rings, then apologies. Mega spoilers, but you know it is what it is. Gary and Lake fighting over the loot drop in the chat. Hey, it's good. This good. Jumping back into it then. So for those of you who don't know, Chromium is, and I got mega technical on this the last time we spoke about it. I know. I mean, I tried to keep it simple for you guys, but I went mega technical. Chromium is basically computer language. I know, technical. I know, and essentially, that running in your browser unlocks a whole world of possibilities. If you have Chromium-based software in your browser, you can run applications that use Chromium software too. Discord and Stadia are key applications that use this. Things like Skype as well, but we'll leave Skype alone. Discord, though, that's what we use to bring you the scoop on a daily basis. That's what I use with Bibby when we're off the scoop, to just have general text conversations. That's what I will use to ring him if there's something that I'm working on that I need his input on. That's what I will use to ring him if we are playing a game offline. That's what I will use if I'm playing a game with West. And we're dual streaming. I'll have an audio chat with him. It's so many users. You know. I don't know why I'm going so in depth and detailed. You know what Discord is. Having something though that's that useful on consoles just doesn't exist. Party chat is good and it fills a need, but has it really excelled and developed beyond the Xbox 360 and PS3 days? Yeah, it's got a little bit better, but is it Discord levels of ease? No. Does it work across multiple platforms and devices? No. do you have different systems that you can use that just kind of counteract and jar against each other that don't very well? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mentioned previously, if I want to play using PlayStation Party Chat on stream, say I'm playing PUBG using the PlayStation, which I do fairly often on stream, or PES, which we do fairly often on stream. If we were to run Party Chat, say we wanted to do community games with you guys, quite often PC gamers have PCs because it's kind of par for the course. Console gamers don't always have PCs. So if you are a console streamer and you play with your community, quite often they won't be able to join in the conversation because they will usually jump in Xbox chat or PlayStation chat. But if you're running Discord calls, so say me and Bib are playing and we want to loop in Mr. T, who's in the chat. I mean, I know Mr. T does have a PC, but let's say he was sat at his PlayStation. He could be chatting away and his audio will come through our stream, potentially. Well, it's quite easy to do that. But getting our mics going back to him doesn't work quite as well. So there's kind of ways around that now with the built-in microphones on the PS5. You can potentially use that as workarounds and stuff. But having Discord just takes you a one step closer to that full immersion stuff. And yes, it's not perfect. You can't speak in Discord at the moment when you run it on your Xbox in browser. That's not taken us any further. Officially, we're still at the same point. But the fact that we're at that point, this is just the first levels. Surely Xbox and or Discord now will be looking at that going, okay, well, if we just tweak this, or if we speak together, we can make it that the microphone on your console links in like this, then yeah, I can see the fact that we've got so far so quickly, I don't see that being an issue. And it's good to see. It's good to see. I genuinely hope that we see this run out on Xbox and be a huge success quickly. Not because Discord's trying to make shitloads of money for itself and it's trying to become profitable and it keeps doing funding runs, but just because if Xbox gets it, then it will force PlayStation's hand and then PlayStation will get it and then it just gets everywhere much faster. Yes, please. Thank you. Nice. What do you guys think? It's like Baby was actually there. Well, you know. Up the Discord, exactly. Not Easy Tiger, saying like that. Gary says, Chromium? That sounds like something Superman would eat for dinner. Maybe it does. I wonder if the EU ruling on browsers will apply to consoles, so they will have to make it so other browsers will have to be made available, and they will have to link to them. Good point. Good point. So that comment that David mentions is actually, was it about 10 years old now? Maybe even longer. I can't quite remember. But you bought a PC and it came with Internet Explorer installed. When you first set up that PC, I believe it happens at first setup, right? I can't quite remember because my instant thing is to just download Chrome instantly. I don't go beyond that. I don't really pay much more attention to it. But yeah, when you first load your PC, it starts off with an Explorer. Does it at that point offer you, okay, this isn't an Explorer, but you can use Chrome, Edge, Firefox, whatever. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether that actually does come to consoles. I mean, it's not really a major thing for discussion in terms of will that really impact and stuff. Maybe not. But yeah, I think that will probably become. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that's an issue right now because whilst Edge is available on the console, that is because Edge has been developed for use on console. So whilst Chrome exists, Chrome doesn't exist as a console application just yet. So I think until that point, if Chrome creates an Xbox app and Firefox creates an Xbox app, at that point, then it might be a case of, you're not offering whole of market access, so you have to change. At this point, they don't really offer that. So just because they exist as web browsers, but not console browsers, I think Microsoft could have quite a clear case of saying, well, we don't have to offer that because it doesn't do like-for-like stuff. They satisfy a need for a different device, not a console. Did what Dave say bore you then? That was a doozy of a yawn. Yes. No, I'm pretty tired. Pretty tired. I actually had about 8 hours sleep last night as well. So I'm like, it should be like supercharged. I've had a brew, got a bottle of water on the go. I'm doing all the cards right, but yeah, it's just a tiring game when you've got to run the stream by yourself. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, let's move ahead. So not too much that we can dig into that story. It's pretty self-explanatory. We've already uncovered the details about Discord, PlayStation, Xbox. There's plenty of avenues to go for discussion down there. We've gone through those before, but we now have eyes on. Do you know what? Just before we do disappear onto the next story, let's hit play on this. Let's see if we can find the bits with Discord in. So this is Xbox's browser and going through it, looking at different websites. Was that? Nope. Oh, there we go. Discord. That is on an Xbox. So you see, looks exactly like the Discord desktop does, because this Discord desktop is mirrored very, very closely in the browser version. So that is the browser version running on Edge on the Xbox, just there. So nice. As mentioned, though, we will move ahead. The next bit of news, though, Call of Duty Warzone is a game that we like on Ice Cream Uploads. We haven't streamed it for a good old while, though. Did we ever stream Warzone? Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I can't quite remember. I think we have, maybe. But, yeah, anyway. Activision clearly would like Ice Cream Uploads to get back into the loop. Just like Fall Guys. So Ice Cream Uploads, you may be able to tell from our on-screen style in our intro, our outro, that we have the 80s synth vibe theme. Obviously, Activision would like us to be streaming their product as they've tailored their product for us, just like Fall Guys have recently. This article by Sherif Saed at VG247 says Call of Duty Warzone's new map is an 80s makeover of Verdansk. Our first look at the map in Call of Duty Warzone has leaked in a fairly unusual fashion. Overnight, an early cut of a work-in-progress live-action spot for the new Call of Duty Warzone map leaked online. The brief footage had actors pulling off Warzone shenanigans on green screens, except with most of the visual and sound effects missing. Is this it? No, that's not it. Okay. The footage, which Activision quickly took down, ended with a brief flyover of the new map. The most surprising reveal is that Warzone's next Battle Royale map won't be a collage of Black Ops Cold War's Fireteam maps, as some believed, and is instead going to take us back in time to a 1980s-themed Verdansk. Reddit user Bulgarian Yogurt, what a name, managed to grab that segment of the video before it was removed. There you go. Let's just take a watch. How cool is that? See, I actually really like that idea. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. Do you know, I'll stop. Talking about map evolution. We'll come back to that at the end. So as you can see, a number of Verdansk's biggest points of interest have either changed or got replaced. The stadium, for instance, appears to still be under construction, whereas the dam is nowhere to be seen, replaced instead with aqueducts. There's also a massive radar array and an entrance to an underground mine, though it's not clear where those are just yet. Beyond that, everything from the vehicles to the various props have all been given an 80s makeover and look much more era appropriate. We're expecting the new Verdansk to arrive on April 22nd with the start of Season 3. In the lead up to this transition, Warzone will host some sort of in-game event where it is believed that the current Verdansk will be nuked. I am not real clear on how that's going to work, given that we'll be going back in time and not traveling to a different locale, but I am sure there's going to be some sort of explanation. So Warzone players in the chat, what are your thoughts? Would you like to jump into 80s Verdansk? Would you like to jump into any form of Verdansk? Have you had enough Verdansk? You've been playing it for well over... It is over 12 months now, right? Right? I think it is. So, yeah. Would you like something new? Is this new enough? Is Verdansk having a reskin? So vehicles becoming 80s themed, locations becoming 80s themed. Is that evolution of the map? So seeing the arena being a site in construction. I mean, it mentioned the aqueducts there. You can see, like, so there's the arena as it is now. Kind of like I've caught it at a bad point to pause, but you go back and you can see it in construction. There you go, construction site for where the arena is. Let's get the next pause. So there's the array that's being constructed. There's the dam as it just changes into aqueducts. I mean, is that enough change for you? Or were you expecting more? Because this is the bit where I was saying I would like to jump on this at the end. I feel that once you've got something good, I don't want to lose it. I don't mind things being recycled. I don't mind things being amended. I don't mind things being changed, but I don't necessarily want to lose something that works. And the example that I gave when we last spoke about this was Erangel on PUBG. I just love that map because it was made with so much logic. There's bridges in it, which gives you choke points. There are multiple different islands so that you can have different battles. It's not just flat, open land. There are water segments which offer you different changes of pace and allow for extra different styles of choke points. There's mountainous areas and high ground. There's flat land. There's trees. There's everything. I love the fact that it went into a lot of thought went into making that what it is. So Verdansk, you have to feel that that was PUBG's version of that. We have things like the dam at the end of the map. We have the prison in the bottom corner of the map, or whatever it is. Is it even a prison? That bit in the bottom corner of the map, the bit that looks a bit like Fort Boyard. It's been a while since I've played it. We'll just call it Fort Boyard. That's what it is. You've got a dock area. You've got all sorts of cool stuff in there. They've clearly put thought into how they want that map to be designed. So just throwing that away because it's got to the end of the life, I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't mind things being vaulted and recycled. But my biggest issue with Fortnite, for example, was some of their changes didn't just change the topography of the landscape; they changed the functionality of the landscape. So, okay, we'll get rid of Dusty Depot and make a big meteor hit it, and it'll be called Dusty Divot. Okay, that's fine. But then there's zero gravity bits around that, and then blah, 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 and the fact that it kept evolving was great for people that were in it. That's it. I don't speak for everyone. But the fact that it was just consistent all the time, there was no going back to basics, just kind of that's what lost me. So chapter 2, season 1, that was when I came back into it again, when it was like, okay, new beginnings, get rid of all of the baggage. So I kind of like the way they've done this, rather than changing bits of the map and giving me bits of story that I don't really need to know. Even last night, before I read this, I was talking to one of my friends saying, do you know what, it's been about 8 months, I think, since I last played Warzone. I need to jump in. I genuinely need to jump back into it. So seeing them going, actually, do you know what? Everything you know and love, but starting afresh. Same, but different. Same, but different. Oh, okay, I'll give that a go. So I like the idea. I mean, this is only early. We're also obviously taking it with a pinch. But if it is as it is described in here, I'm sold with that. And you know what I'm like in terms of I'm boots on the ground. I'm modern warfare. Is there a war right now that I can get involved in? Yes. Is it World War II? Nah, I'm not that bothered. Is it in the future? Nah, I'm not that bothered. So this is probably about as far back as I'd go. Put me into the 80s, that Cold War sort of vibe. Then yeah, okay, I'll take that. But beyond that, not so much. So yeah, I'd give this a go. Let's see. Mr. T says a new map to get dubs. He gets all the dubs. We've seen the videos, not those videos. Calm down, Easy Tiger. Actually, did I take the disgusting now off? Did I not update it? Nope. Balls. Warzone's new map is an 80s makeover. That is never gonna fit in the discussing now. Let's update. Let's see. I think that's gonna overlap by like 2 or 3 characters. Let's see. Yeah, bollocks. Okay, we'll do the usual colon stuff. Warzone's new map, 80s makeover. Bosh. There we go. Morning! What have I missed? Warzone, says Plumrico. Yeah, the first news story of the day was focusing on the old story. I said the old story. A story that we previously covered regarding Discord coming to Xbox. So if you use Edge, Edge has improved. I say improved. I don't know if it's the first time it's had Chromium support. We'll just say improved Chromium support. That could be first time ever. Or just they've made it better. But Edge's browser on the Xbox now has Chromium support, so it can run Discord as if you were running it on the browser on your PC. If you were running Edge as your browser and you open Discord in that, the console version now looks exactly the same and has the majority of the same functions. It's definitely not usable in terms of you can use it. So if we jumped into a party, I could hear you talking through Discord. I could see your chat and I could type back to you, but you can't hear my voice. There's no mic input, which is obviously a huge failing in terms of what you want from Discord, but it's still, up until that point, a huge step forward. So that was the first story. But the second story of the day is that Warzone's new map has been leaked. So rather than rescaling and giving you a completely new map, it is Verdansk that we kind of know and love, but not. It's given an 80s theme. It hasn't been explained because it's a leak as opposed to an official release. But Verdansk now has had an 80s makeover. So you can see kind of the evolution of the story to get the map to that point. That's what we can see so far. Okay, let's jump in. Keep going. Johnny says, I love playing Warzone, but I'm absolute trash, like hilariously bad. I think Warzone has that, though. It has the ability for you to be hilariously bad. Warzone, you can pick it up and run and gun super easily. But there is still a skill gap. And I think that's one of the common misconceptions. Something like PUBG, I will still say, is harder to play than Warzone. The gunplay in PUBG is so much harder than the gunplay in Warzone. And most people that will play Warzone and things like that will come to PUBG and go, what the fuck is wrong with the shooting? And it takes you forever to get used to it. You can go to Warzone and pick it up and play it much, much quicker, but there's still a high ceiling on it. Like you can do the run and gun, and you can get kills quite quickly. You can get placement pretty easily. But you can also then just push yourself beyond and just have a game pace that's just difficult to keep up with if you're not playing at that level all the time. And I think that's part of the reason why I've not gone back to it, because I expect at this point when I go back to Warzone, people have been playing it for a year. It's going to be like going back and playing Call of Duty 4 now. Everyone that's been playing Call of Duty 4 and still plays it are going to be Jedis, and I'm going to be full-on Padawan walking in. Nope, I'm just going to get absolutely lasered. Mr. T says the main map needed a refresh. Where's it gone? The main map needed a refresh as it's too familiar, so happy there's something new. People are too campy on Verdansk as it is, so more openness is a good thing. Encourages non-campy play. I mean, camping is one of those things that unfortunately comes with time as well. You get, obviously, noobs that will become campers, but when you've got a game that is open-ended and encourages noobs all the time, so this push, in theory, will bring in new players. It's like having a game and then it coming to PS Plus or Xbox Game Pass. When that happens, and if that's your main game, you're like, oh, this is Christmas. I've just got loads of free kills because loads of new players that don't know how to play the game are entering the game. This is amazing. So this kind of turns that in. But when you get that and you've got a complete mismatch, so you've got like, I've been playing for 12 months and it's like, I've just entered the game. There's a complete mismatch of skill. That causes some of the earlier, like the late arrivals, the new starters, the noobs, to camp. So yeah, if it was a camp fest before, expect a complete mixed bag over the next few weeks, which is kind of a good way to play the game, really, because you'll get some intense shootouts, you'll get some easy kills, but you'll also get some OTT snakes as well, which in moderation, it's all good. It's all good in moderation. West, good morning. Good morning. How's things, dude? Welcome in. Where did we get to? Samaldo, good morning. Thanks for the news yesterday, by the way, Samaldo. We used, I can't remember which story it was, but we used, or was it the day before? I can't remember. Oh no, I'm getting you mixed up with Camaldino. God, well, do you know what? You can have the praise as well, because I don't know if Cam's in this morning. So there you go. Seems like a good compromise though. We'll freshen things up a bit whilst also being familiar enough to appease the majority, you'd think. See, like I say, I love that idea. Same, but different. It's new and it's fresh, but it's not radical. And I don't think you necessarily need to be radical. You don't need to rip up the scripts all the time. If you've got big maps, don't make little maps. If you've got little maps, what do you need big maps? If you've got a map that works, that's just getting a bit tired, kind of a lick of paint, revitalize it, as opposed to completely nuking it, which is exactly what they're apparently going to do. So yeah, I like the idea of it. It's keeping the Modern Warfare 2019 engine anyway, so that's the main thing, as it's miles ahead of the dated engine used for Cold War. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I know that obviously it's different development teams that work on the Call of Duty franchises, but I didn't realize they were using a different engine. I just assumed that they would kind of like unify around, if they've got an open-ended title like Warzone, that's the first game that they've got that will be outside of the annual release cycle. I assumed that they would have the same one. There you go. You learn something new every day. Wes says, Warzone, noticed I had a 100 gig update for both Warzone and Black Ops last night. Yeah, it was like 130, if I think. Or was that the PC one? Mega updates. I mean, the thing that we did get the other day, though, there was a news article earlier in the week that said there would be a larger than usual update this time, in order to give smaller updates going forward. They found something that will be larger to install, which will make further updates going forward smaller. But we'll see how that actually balances out. People have been moaning about the map, surprise, saying that it's just a skin and they should be offering more. Really? It's just a skin? To reskin the entire map of Verdansk would take fucking ages. The amount of resources, I mean, the designers, let alone the architects, the level architects, that would be tens, if not hundreds of people on its own. People just don't know what they know. God damn it. Edge was rebuilt based on Chromium source code. There you go, Tito. Nice. Mike, welcome in, dude. It's enjoyable, even if you're shy. I know from experience. Exactly. I love playing Warzone. It's like I say, it's not my main game experience, but it's a really good change of pace for me. So I think I will jump in again at some point soon. I play solos. Oh, lost it. I play solos and sneak around looting up until I have everything I need, and then bam, dead. Start again. Looting simulator. I mean, you're that guy that just absolutely stocks out another team, so you like doing God's work. I play Warzone with mates. We ain't great, but we have a laugh. What it should be about to me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I asked him, said, new players? Rubs hands. Mike says, yeah, the newbies are usually better than me. Yeah, spot on, Plum Rico. All about the fun and laughs with mates. The random stuff that happens and mistakes are some of my memorable moments playing with friends. I agree. Warzone is that kind of... I was talking yesterday. What were we talking about? I'm trying to remember what game it was. Might have been earlier in the week, and I was talking about hitting the balance between having the Hollywood moments and having the like simulation moments. And Warzone, when it's right, it is one of those games. I think it was actually the Battlefield conversation, but Warzone, when he gets it right, can be sat in a good place in there. It tends to go away from simulation and more to Hollywood blockbuster. But that's really good. If you're playing with mates, then over the top fucking Michael Bay action sequences, yes, please, we'll take a little bit more of that. I'll always be on board with an 80s theme, says West. Nice. And that's why you are a sub at twitch.tv/extreme and we appreciate you. New game World War II is keeping the old engine as well. Well, I'm definitely not involved. World War II and old engine, that's not for me. That's not for me. There are a serious amount of sweaty tryhards out there. That's just an all games thing, though. That I can tell you, as someone that's playing PUBG right now, if newbies starting PUBG right now, that is a camp fest because it's so difficult to get good at that game. And when you're playing against a lobby of people that are all very good, a lot of people will just buckle under the pressure and choose to camp. Whereas the ideal situation is you just go out and run at people and die, run at people and oh, I got a kill, and then run at someone else and die, and then eventually you can run at 4 or 5 people and you're actually better than most of it. So yeah, a lot of people will just sweat. Have you heard the theory that's been going around that Activision are making the updates for Warzone so big for consoles that you won't uninstall the game to improve their install stats? Really? Nah. That is one of those, that makes sense, theories that is just stupid. I do not buy into that. If you're encouraging people to uninstall your product, not to uninstall, you're encouraging... Start again. If you're trying to encourage people to keep your product installed, offering them something that is potentially game-breaking, or console breaking, or will make them uninstall other products to be able to play yours is not the way that it would go. I absolutely 100%, without even speaking to Activision, no, that's not the case. That is not the case. It's such a bad decision to do that. Makes sense in terms of validity, so that's a valid argument. I can see the point, but it's one of those, nah, it's not far-fetched enough for it to be plausible, but it's too far-fetched that it's just not going to be. It's just not going to be. offering more on a free-to-play game. Exactly. Overshare, I always play such games for fun. Winning is great, but it's secondary to having a laugh with friends. As an 80s kid, I love this. Got to give it a try. I think we'll all give it a try. Get some ICU community games on the go. Yeah. I love an 80s theme. Used to play GTA, just drive about with 80s tunes on. That's the reason why Grand Theft Auto Vice City still is the best soundtrack to any video game ever. We all have that one kid in the group who gets all the shit for the team losing. Yeah, we do. It's not me, thankfully. Yeah, well, not usually. VFM, good morning. Morning, gents, or gent, as it appears. Bibby must be on the golf course again. He is. Or he wasn't earlier. He might be at some point. He's actually been... I mean, obviously, as someone that's been sat inside for months, now to go out on the golf course, walking at miles and miles a day, I'd be in bits. He was the other day, and he's been doing bits of garden stuff around it. So he may still be around, just lingering. But yeah, he could also just be well on the way to the course. Bank holiday weekend after today as well, so he could be well on his way to a beer. I know it's only like 11 a.m, but there you go. I'm tempted to uninstall Warzone just because I can barely play anything else. I mean, exactly, with that logic, if coming back to the theory that David mentioned, the theory is supposedly that they're making the update so big that you don't get rid of it, but they've made them so big that they might not play on PlayStation at all. Nope. Nope. Mike says GTA radio is better than actual radio. For a long time, and every now and then, I still look for it. You go to YouTube, and there's like a 45-minute video. It's obviously an audio track, but it's the Emotion 98.3 FM, which has obviously some exceptional like emo 80s songs. I say emo, it wasn't emo in the 80s, it was like new romantic-y stuff, but yeah. I just wanna keep on loving you. There you go. You're welcome. Anyway, sticking with Call of Duty, let's jump ahead a little bit and have something that I absolutely love to talk about. We don't tend to get this side of the story. Why you sing and make me cry? I'm sorry, but Viv, I just want to keep on loving you. It's the only thing I want to do. I mean, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to eat. I just want to keep on loving you. That's what it is. I want to keep on loving. Okay, I'm sorry. You can get it. I have them all on my Spotify playlist, and what a good Spotify playlist it is to have. Nice. VFM says, I played 18 holes yesterday and I was pooped. Doesn't help that the missus took my golf trolley out in her car, so I had to lug around my stupidly large golf bag around on my shoulder. Unlucky! I mean, golf, I'm not a golfer, so golf for me spoils a good walk. That turns a good walk into a bad drag, literally. Nope, it's not for me. It's not for me. Anyway, like I said, sticking with Call of Duty, and something that I love to talk about is cheaters getting their comeuppance. This is Sean Murray at The Gamer. Says Chinese police shut down a $76 million Call of Duty cheat maker. The world's largest cheat operation in terms of revenue has been shut down in China. In a joint operation between Tencent and Chinese police in the city of Kunshan, Jiangsu province, a cheat-making operation has been shut down following a police raid. The BBC reports that the raid was codenamed Chicken Drumstick, which perhaps refers to the deliciousness of catching these cheaters with their pants down. With over $76 million in revenue, the raid is being hailed as the world's largest video game cheat sting. 10 people were arrested and $46 million in assets seized during the raid. Assets went from computers and hardware to luxury automobiles like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. All I'm saying is we call Bibby 2 Lambos and we've not seen him this week. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the cheat-making gang operated a website that sold subscriptions for cheats that gave unscrupulous players from all over the world an unfair advantage in at least 17 titles, including Overwatch and Call of Duty Mobile. I just want to say something as well. The fact that it's Tencent are partnered in it and it was called Chicken Drumstick, surely that's a PUBG reference, right? Anyway, Tencent also publishes Call of Duty Mobile. Okay, there you go. Tencent publishes Call of Duty Mobile in China, where it's a huge moneymaker. So the company has a vested interest in shutting down cheaters. Cheating is a problem for pretty much all online games, but the biggest busts always seem to come from China, where cheating is both particularly lucrative and highly illegal. One of the worst offenders in terms of cheating is Call of Duty Warzone. Ravensoft recently announced yet another ban wave, this time with 13,000 accounts permanently banned for either using unauthorized software or taking advantage of an exploit that allowed players to skip into games that were far below their skill level. This allowed one Twitch streamer to stomp noobs all the way to an impressive 162 kill streak. what? And that is until he got banned at mid-tournament. Lol. Sony is also taking aim at cheating on the PS5 by integrating de novo anti-cheat with the next-gen console software. This will allow developers to integrate de novo into their online games and hopefully ensure the platform remains free of cheaters over the course of its lifespan. So whatever game you play, and maybe you don't even play games with cheaters. Maybe you're a console gamer, but you maybe watch streamers and they play on PC, and you see them complaining about cheaters, and it seems to be apparent. Don't get me wrong; it's not necessarily great that the devs aren't doing anything to. I say that aren't doing anything to shit choice of words. Don't get me wrong; it's not great that the devs haven't stopped them, especially if there's things that continue for a long period of time. But this kind of gives you a little bit of context as to why $76 million business, not industry, this is one business, $76 million. If there's that, excuse me, burping, if there's that much money in one business, then it's always going to be an uphill battle for developers to keep on top of cheating. I want them to be on top of cheating. They're never going to be able to be out in front of cheating. Or if they are, they will be temporarily, and then they'll just get caught up again. But that explains why it's so difficult. And it's easy to point the finger at devs when you get done by cheaters, but when there's that much money in cheating, $76 million, a lot of games will not make $76 million in profit, let alone having a $76 million cheating industry. I know Call of Duty will do, and mobile and so on, but you get what I'm saying. What are your thoughts? Please let me know while I get the discussing now back in the chat. Looked like I was blue screening there, but no, I was copying and pasting. Okay, $76 million COD cheat maker. We'll have that as the discussion. We know they've been shut down, but I just don't have the character space to put it in. All right, calm down. I came into that. Well, do you know what? You came in at a good time, Viv. You came in at a very good time. Where did we get to? That's why you take up archery. Arrows are lighter. Hey, absolutely. The problem is I pick up a bow and arrow and think I'm Hawkeye. I fire it and realize I'm cross-eye. The thing is, though, it's like you don't even need to be cross-eye. For anyone that's done archery, kind of like yes, it's so easy. I've seen it in the films. Just loosely grab it between the fingers. Or no, it is those fingers, isn't it? Yeah, just pull it back, and that's what you think. But in reality, it's like, oh well, okay, scuffed it. It's off sideways, and there's a guy over there that needs hospital attention. Fuck, god damn it. Mike says you see it all the time in Warzone, all the time. Viv says cheating is bad, and Kai absolutely is. Fucks me off, to be honest. I just want to enjoy the game. If you're that bad, you need to cheat to find another. If you're that bad that you need to cheat, you need to find another fucking hobby. 100%, absolutely 100%. Honestly, I don't see why developers don't get in on it. 76 million. Imagine if they implemented some of these cheats as abilities or perks. Just amazing. The thing is, though, that then doesn't satisfy it though, because then those perks, they'd be anti-perk perks, and that's the thing. The perks, if the playing field was leveled, then the cheaters wouldn't be OP, so they'd have to find perks to perk the perks, and you get it. It just keeps going. It's a horrendous thing, but I love to see cheaters get the comeuppance. There's very few things in gaming that I hate as much as cheaters, which is why if anyone watches me stream PES, there's something that the kickoff glitch. Basically, it's not a glitch; it's gameplay. It's using the game as it is available, but it's the gameplay exploit. And basically, long story short, you kick the pass to someone at the kickoff, and then you can make the AI player, or you can do it yourself. If you're playing in more than one player, you can just run straight through the defense. And as they're approaching the defenders, over the top through ball, and you can, if you do it right, and the other player isn't aware that you're doing it, you basically get a free one-on-one chance against the keeper. And you get sweaty bastards that do that over and over again. And it's just horrendous. It's not cheating. It's just not sportsmanlike. So having poor sportsmanship, that already triggers me. Actual cheaters, next level. Cheaters that spend actual real life money to compete and have this weird misinformed sense that they are suddenly good or actually doing decent things. There was a thing. Did anyone see that story? I don't know if it was this cheater that was mentioned in here that got the 162 kills. Did anyone see the I think it was a Twitch partner, or it was a recent Twitch streamer that was going to, pushing for partner, and he was in a stream, and like proper shitty attitude streamer to begin with, almost like talking down to people that were new into his chat. They were all kind of there for him, as if he was the big deal, getting kills, yeah, get headshots or whatever, but full-on cheating. I don't know whether he actually got banned. I looked into it. I think they were looking into banning him, or he did get banned. I can't remember which way. It was somewhere along that sort of line. Anyway, there was this kind of person left his desk, went into another room, and like people were running past his line of sight, and the crosshair in the middle of his screen just lined up as the person ran past on the head, and you saw his screen going like whoop, twitching, like following people, and it's like there's nobody there. Why is it following people around? Because you've got fucking hacks. Love seeing people get the comeuppance. If it's 76 million and there's Lamborghinis and stuff dropped, then that will hurt. That will definitely hurt. It's not going to stop it. It will probably slow it. It'll probably make people be more cautious. But yeah, that absolutely will sting, and I love to see that. GG's 10 cent. GG's policing channel. I'll have more of that, please. Thank you. I play Gunfight, and the number of people using wall hacks is unreal. Funny how they know exactly where you are. Yep. Though cheaters would be buying solid wall hacks to stop the ability wall. Exactly. What game is it where they watermark the game if you cheat and it puts you in other lobbies with cheaters? That works well if you're a streamer. We did have that the other day. What was that? That was it wasn't Outriders, was it? It was something new-ish. But yeah, you basically get a blue icon on your HUD that says you're a cheater. So if anyone spectates, they can see straight away. Yep. I mean, the shame if you have to stream with cheater blazed on top of your screen is good. That's it. I don't know if it actually shows on your screen. It might not. The way I kind of interpreted it was if you spectated that person, you see it. So, like, say imagine if you died and then you went to spectate their stream and you were like, well, that was a questionable death. What the fuck? And then you go to his stream and then it says proven cheater, and it's like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. That said, does that put thoughts in your mind? So maybe it isn't that way, because if you die by someone who's just really good now and has cheated, you instantly going to blame them with it. So they have done a crime and they have been punished and they are back, and then they can't shake those mistakes then. So maybe it isn't the way that I thought. You just have to prepare for it. If you select your centre back and cover the runner, you can normally cut it out. Yeah, I know that, but that's the point though, is you shouldn't have to be doing that. I know there's a weak football analogy in my mind in terms of don't switch off. You have to stay switched on, but it's not the same way. That's applying a football analogy to something that shouldn't be there. It should not be there. There's no way that a player that consistently can run through the center of a defense. It's an exploit in gameplay, and it's gutting to score an absolute world class goal, have someone skip straight through the replays, and then still be on cloud nine and not thinking, oh, that's it, I need to skip back to Puyol and just drag him back whilst dropping the defense down as well. It just shits on your moment. So yeah, it will never be good for me. Whilst it's easy to block, it shouldn't be there is the point. Exactly. 100% agree. Yeah. Well, we all agree. We agree. Outriders. It was Outriders. There you go. Agree, but the kickoff exploit is way too easy. I feel if there's going to be exploits, they should be really heavily skill-based, requiring more than 2 buttons to pull off. I mean, exploits aren't cheating. They aren't, and that's the difficult sort of situation. Someone could always come in with the factual high ground of, I'm not cheating. You can do it. Everyone can do it. I'm not doing anything that you can't do. It's fully available and actionable within the game. Ta-da! But it's the moral high ground of like, you just yeah. Anyway, that's a different conversation. We'll discuss that on the Pez streams, the next Pez stream. I always accuse them of cheating anyway. I mean, they must be. How dare they kill me? Exactly. That's good enough reason for me. Nice. Okay, this is the part where we'll start picking up the pace now because we are running out of time. So we've got a few little bits of informational stories just to keep you updated with the world of video games before we wrap things up for the week, the last scoop of the week. So the next story, it's a little bit sad. I mean, I have never played this. I mean, I've played a shitload of the game, but I've never played this. People like Bibby have, though. But the free-to-play PUBG Lite is shutting down in April. New downloads are no longer available. Written by Tom Ivan at VGC, Krafton has announced that it will close PUBG Lite in April, a free-to-play, low-spec adaptation of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The game launched in open beta in January 2019. In addition to PUBG's standard 100-player Battle Royale mode, PUBG Lite has offered a 4v4 mode in which 2 teams fight to reach 40 eliminations. It has included free and premium season passes and has an in-game currency called L-Coin, which can be used to purchase exclusive items. New downloads are no longer available as of yesterday, actually the day before yesterday, March 30th, with the game's end of service schedule for April 29th. Player support will be withdrawn on May the 29th. Quotes, unfortunately, we've made the difficult decision to close service after much deliberation, and this time has come for our journey to end, Krafton said. Players will be able to continue playing the game and spending in-game credits, including L-Coin, until the shutdown date. Quote, we would like to convey our sincerest apology and as well as our deepest appreciation to everyone, Krafton added. We truly hope you've enjoyed your time with us and look forward to our future endeavours. Not a surprise. A lot of you may not be aware it existed, but PUBG Lite was basically a low version, a low quality, a low resolution, whatever you want to call it, a low graphical version of PUBG that you can play on PCs that maybe might not be able to hit PUBG at the top end. Maybe played a bit of that, got his first ever dub in PUBG Lite, but that is being canned as of the end of this month because, you know, they stopped support with new content for it last year anyway, so it's not surprising. It's not surprising. But if you're a PUBG fan, your only option on PC now is to get involved in the full game. Next story, like I said, picking up the pace. Another game that you're losing access to, is this. Actually, I think you might have lost access to this now. This was yesterday, I think. So, final reminder, Mario and Fire Emblem's anniversary games disappear after today. Super Mario Bros. 35 servers will also be shut down tonight. Yeah, this is, do you know what? We'll skip through it because there's no real need. But Nintendo's various games released to celebrate Super Mario's 35th anniversary and Fire Emblem's 30th anniversary will no longer be available after today. Switch's flagship title, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, has been advertised as limited time since released. A limited time release since its first announcement, and from April the 1st, it will be pulled from the eShop and no new physical copies will be manufactured. Anyone who buys Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the eShop before April 1st will still be able to play, delete, and re-download the game after that date. Nintendo also recently confirmed that Super Mario 3D All-Stars download cards purchased from retailers will be redeemable after April 1st. So if you were after Super Mario 3D All-Stars and any of the Celebration games, they're gone. Which I still firmly believe is a fucking horrible decision by Nintendo. I do not get on board with that. That is akin to the sadness of PlayStation pulling the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores that we've covered over the last couple of weeks. That's a sad moment. That's a necessary moment, but it's a sad moment. This is a sad moment that is absolutely unnecessary and completely avoidable and is purely based off of profit. I do not like this decision whatsoever. So, not a fan, Nintendo. Not a fan. And then finally, do you want some free games? Nice. Well, the PlayStation PlayStation Plus. Nice. PlayStation Plus, that's the one. The April games have been announced. Days Gone, Oddworld, Zombie Army 4. So Sony has announced April 2021's PlayStation Plus titles, all of which will be available to download from the 6th of April to the 3rd of May. So that's from Tuesday, maybe? First up, Oddworld Soulstorm, which, as we already knew, will launch on April 6th directly into PlayStation Plus. Soulstorm, let me hit play. Soulstorm is the second chapter in Abe's Quintology. So Oddworld New and Tasty, a full HD remake of Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, is considered the first game in the Quintology. You reprise the role of Abe the Mudokon, the accidental hero turned leader of a growing revolution. Next up is Days Gone, the PlayStation 4 post-apocalyptic open-world adventure about a man and his motorbike. It's set in a grim world full of freakers, don't call them zombies. Its other claim to fame is it will soon lead a fresh wave of PlayStation Plus exclusives set to arrive on PC. You can find out how to play the first 80% of that game by asking Bibby, because he never did the last 20% because he got stuck. Facts. Finally, there's Zombie Army 4 Dead War, the undead shooting game from Sniper Elite 4 maker Rebellion, which is being kept very much alive with lots of new additions. You can definitely call these zombies not a bad selection, all in all, question mark. Thank you, Tom Phillips at Eurogamer for the news. But that's it. Days Gone, Oddworld, and Zombie Army 4, all free to play on PlayStation as of next week if you're a PS Plus subscriber. And that's the news for the week. We are done. Let's finish off with the last few comments in the chat. Where did we get to? As I said the other day, if cheaters are detected in-game, they should have a bounty on them and always appear on the map so they can't hide. I love that idea. Just absolutely full-on cheating the cheaters in-game. I remember, I think it was Football Manager. I think I've mentioned this before. They had a really good way of dealing with cheaters. They released a cracked version of their game, which made people stop trying to find and upload cracked versions of their game because they put it out there really quickly and really early. So everyone's like, oh, fuck it, there's one exists, let's all share it. Let's install it. Yeah, it seems to play. Nice. And then as people got, say, a few seasons into it, the game just broke and it pinged up an error code. Here's error code ABC123. The people who created Football Manager, the developers were like, okay, we've actively put in a game-breaking bug in it that turns up this specific error code. And then on the forums, they were asking, has anyone seen this error code? We're starting to see this. Has anyone seen this? And people were like, yeah, I've got this error code. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it as well. Not realizing that error code was specifically to identify cheaters and that anyone that had that error code had their accounts banned. Fucking love that idea. Absolutely love it. Put proactively, just a little worm on a hook, and then up, with a little bit of a nibble. Okay, let's just get in the forums, ask about this error code, which is adding another little worm, a bit juicier, this one, on the end of the hook. Up, bit of a nibble, yoink, look what I've caught. A cheater, motherfucker. Get out. Yep, absolutely love that idea. Do it all the time. I mean, you can't do it all the time because people get used to it, but still, incredible. Imagine that. Not only do you get the benefit of hooking and landing a cheater, you get the benefit of knowing that you've robbed them of 2 weeks of their life. Fuck yeah! No end game. I mean, it may not have been 2 weeks, it might have been 2 days, but still, incredible. Playing in the spirit of the game used to be a thing. It did. Never heard of it. Did you cover the developer that had to can their games as they were planning on PS Vita release and weren't informed of the store closure? No, did not. Didn't even know about that one. Drop us the story if you got a link to it, Tito. That one's good. I mean, I won't cover it now, but we might jump on that one next week. That's good. I didn't even. Well, it's not good. It's bad, but it's good to know. Yeah, such a weird decision by Nintendo to do that. Yeah, for those that may have missed it, obviously, Super Mario and the 35th and 30th anniversary games for Super Mario and what was it, Fire Emblem, was it? Have been pulled for no reason other than Nintendo just wanted to pull them because they gave them a limited time, which was horrendous. It's all about PUBG at the moment. If you play PUBG, I recommend signing up as a reviewer for PUBG Shield. Review and vote on cheat reports and help rid the player base from cheats. GG's. I appreciate those mentions as well. I did sign up for PUBG Shield, although I've only used it once because I've only seen one person that I would confirm as being a cheater up until that point. But yeah, I love the idea. PUBG Shield is basically a community-driven cheating mechanism because you kind of need that on console more than PC because it's so much harder to cheat and to prove cheats on console. So when you get them, you kind of need the community to help self-moderate. And I've submitted 2 people. 2 have got banned. 100% success rate. Yeah, same cheating instance, but yeah, 2 people submitted, 2 canned. But yeah, PUBG, I saw the stuff for that. I don't quite get it. Don't know what it is. Is it like a top-down? Are you fighting bosses? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have to do one, though. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around for the chat today. I do have a call imminently, so I will not be streaming now. I may jump on with something a little bit later on. He says, I said that yesterday, and then work changed, and I didn't stream anything yesterday evening as I thought I was going to do. But I might be on with something a little bit later on today. Who knows? Maybe PUBG, maybe PES. We will see. So feel free to drop a follow if you're new here. If you've been lurking and you like what you've seen, we do play games as well. So dropping a follow will get you notified when we go live. In the meantime, though, I am going to drop a raid on someone else. So if you want any extra channel points, which are the little bits like down there, if you want extra channel points, you can use those to make me wear my PUBG helmet, or you can use them to buy a sub if you stick around for long enough. You can use them for other bits, like changing the lights and stuff in the room, which a lot of people do fairly often. It's up to you. But if you want extra channel points, stick along for the raid. When we find someone to raid, you get extra channel points for going along with the raid. So it's nice. It's nice. We get to help someone else out. We get to help someone else out that's streaming too. If you want to get involved with the next scoops, though, reminder, there is no scoop tomorrow. There is no scoop on Monday. So 2 days where we usually have content will not be there because of the bank holidays. We'll be back next week, though, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I say I might be back. Bibby definitely will be. I am off next week, but I may be jumping in with some scoops depending on how the days sit. So yeah, feel free to come back for that. Anyway, in the meantime, let's go find someone to raid. So I'll drop up the end slate. I'll look for a friend to drop a little bit of a raid on, and we will go for their OP3. Hey, okay. Well, OP3's on. Let's go raid OP3, and then get yourself an extra 10 points. That's it. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. If you're religious, enjoy Easter. And if you like chocolate, enjoy Easter. And if not, well, just enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. And we will see you next time. Until then, stay frosty.